Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki Review. I first read this book about 18 years ago, and it had a really big impact on my life. I decided to read it again so I could do this review. And I have a link to the book in the description. Essentially, this book was about Robert Kiyosaki saying he had two dads. A poor dad who was his highly educated real dad. I believe he had a PhD, and he was a teacher. And his rich dad, who was actually his friend's dad, who was a highly successful businessman who had little formal education. And this book is what he learned from his rich dad. The main thing that he learned, and everyone's heard this before, is that the rich buy assets that produce income, and the poor and the middle class buy liabilities that they think are assets. Now that's the main difference that he stresses over and over again in the book. Other things are that people go to school to learn, to get a job, to work for somebody else. There is nothing in the education system that prepares people to work for themselves. And I agree with that. And this book was definitely an eye-opener for me 18 years ago. And what it did is it got me to start reading a lot of other books. There's a suggested reading in the back of the book, and I just started reading all those books. And it got me down the path of self-education, of financial literacy on this subject. Because I've always had a desire to make money without having a job. Even before I read this book, I had that desire. So this book just fed into that. I really love the book because I love business. Now the book does have some drawbacks, which I can see more clear now than I could 18 years ago. And the number one drawback is that it's really not as easy as Kiyosaki makes it out to be. Most of it he's talking about real estate, buying real estate that will give you income that you could buy and sell or just keep as rental properties. Now that's not so easy. As a realtor and real estate investor myself, I know what it takes to do that. It's great on paper, and it does work, and I know a lot of people that have done it. And if you can do it, the rewards are tremendous. It's just not all that easy. So I wish that he would have made a little more reference to the point that it's not easy to do. But besides that, the concepts in the book are tremendous. I think it's a really great foundational book for someone just getting started, or for someone who needs a review of what's important. It's a simple book, but it's an important book. And so I would highly recommend it to everyone, especially if you like business. And not only that, it just gives you a little insight into how the rich think. So it'd be good for anybody. If you like this video, and how could you not, click the thumbs up button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.